PM Dawn said it best when they said adrift on memory bliss, but mine is like this. I said adrift, reminiscing about my first time with. This is the deal, this is real, this is how I feel, not just myth. I'm reminiscing about my first time. Okay. The first time that I saw her on stage was like a verse out of a fairy tale book, starting on the first page. Once upon a time, there was this girl so fine, and I wanted her in my life, so I put her in my rhyme. See, rhyming is my life, it's in the air I breathe. I inhale the rhythm in the air and exhale God's gift in me. Now I'm ready to speak. Been brainstorming for 40 days and nights, floodgates ready to leak, 6 days a week. My feelings are held inside, but on the 7th in her presence, my feelings get amplified like 12 inches to the stride. I'm into her deeply. I was lost in the audience. She didn't see me. Hypnotized completely. I couldn't help but stare. People watching me, watching her. I didn't care. She's 5'5" with about black hair that's normally a bit curly. My mind keeps playing reruns of this girly, so I tell her what's happening, like rerun this Big Shirley. New school bro with an old school soul. Hell, Johnell still rocks that old school gold. Too old to be having a crush, but just old enough to crush. I'm a complete nut. This dick is the only thing that comes between us. That means I'm crushing like a, with the force like a bullet eruption. Can you hear me busting? See, others said adrift, reminiscing on memory bliss, but mine is like this. I reminisce about my first time with. This is the deal, this is real, this is how I feel, not just myth. I'm reminiscing about my first time with. Infatuation grows too, me saying I love you. She says I love you. I say I think about you every day. She says I think about you every day. Now I'm being serious, but it's like she wants to play, cause it's like she's mocking the words I say. Is she feeling the same way? Cause ever since I had a chance to come and get at you, it feels like I keep blessing you, but you didn't say at you. I wish I could find a guy who said that between the thighs tastes like American pie. I would stab him in his eye cause the motherfucker lied. My pops told me never eat anything that'll bleed for 7 days and won't die. I didn't listen though. What's the bless her to bless me ratio? It's about 20 cunnilinguists to 0 fellatios. I didn't listen though, cause of her effect on me is like Viagra and ecstasy. Cause I'm hard all night, wishing she was next to me. If she gave me an inch, I would take it all, dog. I'm a hog, y'all. I can't keep my ham hocks to myself. I got 1 piggy, 2 piggy, 3 piggy, 4, 5 piggy, 6 piggy, 4 piggies more, 7 piggy, 8, 9, 10 piggies, 4, passing back and forth to petite body contour. Peep the metaphor. I did that on the low. I did that just so only a poet would know. See, others said adrift on memory bliss, but mine is like this. I reminisce about my first time with. This is the deal. This is what it's like. She's the inspiration when I write. I'm reminiscing about my first time on the mic. Those who got sense and used it to pay attention noticed earlier when I mentioned her hair, I was talking about this, it's her only extension. And when I said my dick is the only thing that comes between us, that's right, that's my pride. Sometimes the focus, I gotta push that aside. Busting on the mic gets me ticked off because I wasn't getting mine, but she was getting licked off. See, sometimes you gotta work the mic a while before she pays off. I understand why Rakim said you made him a fiend, and Nas said if he had you, he only needed that one thing. Even Das Effects was checking for you. Microphone checker, checker 1, 2. LL Cool J became addicted too, so he got bonded to you in the form of a tattoo. You like substance abuse, controlling these rappers' brains, so LL wrapped you around his arms and plugged you into his veins. And I've been going through this change and feeling the same thing, trying to give you my verbal mojo. Every drip drop, exercise these rhymes. My lyrical shape is tip top, and I'm ready to rip shop. Reminiscing about how you helped Common Sense deliver his love letter to hip hop. I did it too, but the first one was you. If you let me lay it down every time I'll come through, I'ma wait for you when you're ready for me. I will return on the 7th day, probably sometime next week. Maybe then we can speak, hopefully Wednesday night, when my girl Cleta says, Johnell, to the mic. Johnell! Johnell!